Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It was the betrayal that Sister Wives fans never saw coming, a shocking twist that peeled back yet another layer of the complicated and increasingly one-sided world of Kody Brown. When Janelle Brown made the bold decision to live in an RV on the Kody Pass property, many viewers admired her independence and resilience, applauding her commitment to making something out of nothing after years of broken promises. But what fans didn't know at the time was that while Janelle was roughing it in the Arizona desert, struggling to make ends meet and dreaming of the home she'd one day build on that barren land, Kody was quietly cashing secret checks behind the scenes. According to those close to the family, the discovery of these hidden funds represents what many are now calling the ultimate betrayal, proof that Kody not only abandoned Janelle emotionally, but may have been siphoning money while she struggled to survive in conditions no one could have imagined. Sources say that while Janelle was budgeting for propane tanks and portable toilets, Kody was depositing unexpected windfalls from business ventures, speaking engagements, and allegedly unreported profits from TLC-related appearances. He reportedly justified these secret checks as family money, but the reality was that none of that wealth ever reached Janelle's RV door. For years, fans have speculated that the financial imbalance between Kody and his wives was one of the main reasons for the family's collapse, and now this revelation gives weight to that theory. The image of Janelle, strong, capable, determined, living off-grid while her husband enjoyed the comfort of Robyn's mansion, is one that continues to haunt the show's viewers. Janelle's struggles were public. Her tears, her frustration over permits, her fight to make her dream home possible were all televised. Meanwhile, Kody portrayed himself as a victim of disloyalty, claiming that his wives abandoned him. But behind the scenes, he was allegedly moving money, cashing checks, and consolidating funds that were meant to benefit the entire Brown family. This secret financial maneuvering, many believe, is what ultimately shattered any remaining trust Janelle had left in him. Janelle's time in the RV became symbolic of her independence, but it also revealed Kody's neglect. She wasn't just camping for fun, she was living that way out of necessity. In her own words, she couldn't afford to live elsewhere, especially after so much of the family's money had been tied up in Robyn's home. TLC viewers remember vividly how Robyn and Kody justified purchasing that massive Flagstaff house, claiming it was a temporary investment, while Janelle struggled to even get approval to build her modest home on Kody Pass. Now, with the revelation that Kody had access to hidden income, that contrast feels even more infuriating. Imagine knowing that your husband, who claimed financial hardship, who refused to help you get your utilities hooked up, was quietly cashing checks from deals made in the family's name. Fans have pointed to clues throughout the seasons: unexplained purchases, expensive upgrades at Robyn's house, and Kody's talk about managing family finances without transparency. What if those moments were subtle confessions of a much bigger deception? Janelle's decision to stay in the RV was born from necessity, yes, but also from hope. She believed in Kody Pass, in the dream they had once shared as a plural family. She believed that if she endured the hard part, someday she would stand on her porch overlooking her piece of land, proud and free. But what she didn't know was that the man she trusted with her future was already cashing in on the family's past. Kody's secret checks, reportedly cashed through side ventures tied to cameo appearances, real estate commissions, and possibly undisclosed TLC royalties, paint a picture of manipulation and greed. Fans have always questioned where the money went. After more than a decade of filming, one would assume the Browns were financially stable. Yet, every season one wife or another struggles with debt, delayed building plans, or postponed dreams. Janelle, who prided herself on being financially independent, was the one who made real sacrifices. She left behind the comfort of Las Vegas, watched her credit shrink, and even admitted she couldn't help her kids as much as she wanted to because she was stretched too thin. Meanwhile, Kody's lifestyle with Robyn remained lush: designer furniture, constant home improvements, and a sense of financial security that none of the other wives enjoyed. When Janelle eventually learned about Kody's hidden funds, Insiders say it wasn't the dollar amount that broke her heart, it was the principle. She had believed that even if their relationship was strained, they were still partners in some sense of fairness. Learning that he was secretly benefiting while she endured hardship was, in her eyes, unforgivable. What makes this betrayal even more painful is that Kody often painted himself as the victim of his wife's independence. He accused Christine of betrayal when she left, claimed Janelle didn't respect his leadership, and frequently used faith as a shield to justify his double standards. But the reality, as it now appears, is that Kody's own actions undermined the very values he preached. He built his empire on the narrative of shared struggle and plural unity, yet he was allegedly hoarding resources that were meant to be distributed equally. For fans, this revelation changes everything. It recontextualizes Janelle's time in the RV not as a quirky chapter of self-discovery, but as a quiet act of survival while her husband lived a life of privilege. The contrast between Janelle's minimalist RV setup, with its limited water supply, no permanent electricity, and her determination to make it work, and Kody's life of comfort in Robin's spacious mansion could not be starker. It wasn't just about physical living conditions, it was about emotional and financial abandonment. Throughout Sister Wives' long run, Janelle has often been portrayed as the pragmatic one, the woman who held the family together with logic and financial management. She was the one who paid bills, handled logistics, and encouraged everyone to plan for the future. So when she was the one left out in the cold, both literally and metaphorically, fans were stunned. How could the woman who contributed the most to the family's foundation be left with nothing but an RV and empty promises? The answer, many believe, lies in Kody's growing obsession with control and image. After years of tension between his wives, Kody began to consolidate his power, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, into one relationship, Robin. With her, he built what he saw as his real family, slowly cutting off the others from both affection and money. When the family's joint business ventures started fading and TLC's payments began fluctuating, Kody allegedly began seeking alternative streams of income, streams that he didn't disclose to everyone. Janelle, loyal and trusting, had no idea that her financial sacrifices were funding the very life that excluded her. Fans have since pointed to several clues that suggest Kody's secret checks were not a one-time event. From tax filings to social media breadcrumbs, there appears to be evidence of business accounts and side deals that never made it into the family's shared budget. One insider claims that Kody's sense of entitlement grew after Christine's departure, that he believed he deserved extra compensation for holding the family together. He justified the hidden funds as a reward for his stress and leadership. Meanwhile, Janelle was scraping together savings for building permits, hauling water jugs in 100-degree heat, and paying off debts tied to a property she may never own outright. If this isn't the ultimate betrayal, what is? It wasn't just about money, it was about trust, transparency, and respect. Kody's actions revealed that he saw Janelle's independence as a threat, not a strength. While she built her life on resilience, he built his on secrecy. The emotional fallout from this revelation continues to ripple through the Sister Wives fandom. Many viewers have expressed heartbreak and outrage, especially those who admire Janelle's quiet strength and self-reliance. They see her RV chapter not as foolish, but as heroic, a woman who refused to let her husband's selfishness define her destiny. But the hidden money adds a new layer of cruelty. It shows that Kody watched her struggle and chose silence. He could have helped. He could have eased her burden. Instead, he watched from afar, cashing checks that symbolized everything he'd taken from the family. His justification, according to those close to him, was that he earned it. He claimed the other wives didn't support him enough, that they abandoned the family vision. But that narrative no longer holds up under scrutiny. The truth is that Janelle was still trying to make the vision happen. She was literally living on the land they bought together while Kody hid away in comfort. In hindsight, Janelle's breaking point makes perfect sense. Her explosive arguments with Kody in later seasons weren't just about emotional distance. They were about years of financial deceit and unspoken resentment. When she told him she was done, it wasn't impulsive. It was the culmination of every betrayal, Every sacrifice, every moment she was left to fend for herself while he collected secret checks in the shadows. And yet, Janelle's story remains one of empowerment. She didn't crumble.
She didn't beg. She moved on.
She found freedom in the very RV that symbolized her struggle. Fans have since celebrated her as the true survivor of the Sister Wives empire, a woman who, despite being betrayed financially and emotionally, managed to rise above it all. As the dust settles on this revelation, the question remains, what will happen to Kody's image now that the cracks in his leadership are impossible to ignore? For years, he's portrayed himself as a man of faith and fairness, yet his actions tell a story of greed and self-preservation. Viewers who once pitied his loneliness now see it as self-inflicted. The secret checks represent more than money. They represent the erosion of trust, the final nail in the coffin of a once idealistic family dream. Janelle's journey, on the other hand, is the opposite. She may have lived in an RV, but she found something far more valuable than comfort. She found clarity. While Kody cashed checks, Janelle cashed in her pain for power, transforming her life and showing that freedom isn't about wealth, but about self-worth. In the end, the ultimate betrayal isn't just a story about money. It's about what happens when deceit replaces devotion. It's about how a woman, once bound by faith and family, discovered that the man she trusted was profiting off her struggle. Janelle's RV life, once seen as humble, is now a symbol of authenticity in contrast to Kody's deception. And while Kody may have hidden his checks, he couldn't hide the truth forever. The world now sees the real balance sheet. Janelle lost money but gained peace, while Kody gained wealth but lost everything that mattered. When the truth about Kody's secret checks finally came to light, the emotional fallout was explosive. Janelle reportedly discovered the deception after noticing inconsistencies in family accounts and small remarks Kody made during arguments about money. What began as a hunch quickly unraveled into a devastating confirmation. He had been collecting private payments under the guise of family earnings, but the funds never made their way into shared expenses or the Coyote Pass projects she had fought so hard to advance. Janelle, already worn thin from years of emotional neglect, felt the sting of betrayal deeper than ever. To her, this wasn't just about money. It was proof that Kody had never viewed her as an equal partner. Robyn's name, of course, surfaced immediately in fan discussions, with many wondering if she knew all along. Some insiders claim that while Robyn didn't handle the finances directly, she may have benefited indirectly through the upgrades in her home, expensive jewelry, and lavish family outings that no one else seemed to afford. The revelation fractured what little remained of Janelle's connection to Kody and erased any lingering hope of reconciliation. After all, how could she ever trust a man who watched her live off-grid while he cashed in on their shared fame? It was a cruel contrast. One wife collecting checks and comfort, another collecting dust and despair. In the end, Janelle's heartbreak transformed into motivation. She refused to play the victim, instead choosing to rebuild her life from scratch. Today, she stands taller than ever, a living reminder that truth always surfaces, no matter how deeply it's buried. Kody may have cashed secret checks, but Janelle cashed in her independence, and that's a currency he'll never understand.